Hey guys, I'm here with Catherine Pepe. She's an online English teacher from Canada. I actually met her yesterday right here at SS through a mutual friend, and we got talking about what she does using an app called VIP Kids, and I thought it'd be a good thing to share on the channel to show you guys another way of generating income online. And by the looks of things, this is a pretty simple thing for a lot of you guys to get into if you speak English as your first language, and especially if you're from North America for this particular app. So thanks for coming on, Catherine, and let's get started right into what is VIP Kid?
So VIP Kid's an online platform for teaching English. I say it's the Uber of learning English. It's all done totally remotely. You make your schedule up to 4 weeks ahead. You can modify it up to a day ahead if you don't have any bookings. And it basically just pairs teachers with students. It's all Chinese students aged 5 to 12 who are learning English as a second language. So there's a huge demand, and luckily there's a huge supply of teachers as well that can teach. So it kind of just matches you with the student, and they do all the work for you. They do the lesson planning. And you just have to show up and teach, really. Be energetic, smile a lot, and build a good relationship with the kids.
Okay. And when you started, we were talking about yesterday, you weren't necessarily the most comfortable, and then you grew into it and got more animated and got more into it.
Yeah. I started off, I was not like a kids person. I still don't think I am, but it's a lot easier on the screen. They're eager to learn. They made learning English gamified. Like there's some pre-homework, then the 25 minutes where you're teaching with the kid is actually a very small portion of the program, and then they have some homework to do after. So the kids are really excited to talk to you, and they're really happy to be learning English, what makes your job really easy. The classes go by really fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to give us a quick run through on the computer of what it looks like?
Sure. So this is my schedule for next week. If I want to be available on these slots, I just click on them. But I don't like working on Friday nights, so I don't.
Yeah.
The only minimum requirement is that you're available for 8 hours during peak slots.
Okay.
So what that means is after school and weekends in Beijing time. So we're in Chiang Mai, so it's pretty similar timing. We're off by an hour.
Yeah.
So it's a little unfortunate because we have to work our evenings and weekends. But let's say next week, the week after, I just want to work my weekends.
Yeah.
So I could just put all my hours on Saturday if I want. Or I could put them all during the week. It depends. And there's really no maximum. You can work 100 hours a week if you want.
Wow.
And you do get booked for most of your time slots, especially during the peak hours.
Okay, so there's plenty of demand out there that almost anyone can go on and start teaching lessons.
Yeah, you'll get booked immediately. And they're hiring all the time. There's a huge demand. There's always kids who are signing up, and they're always short on teachers.
Okay, so what is the necessary qualifications that somebody needs to work on VIP Kid?
The bare minimum is a bachelor's degree from a North American university that's taught in English as a first language. And of course, they like it if you have any teaching experience, any tutoring experience.
Yeah.
Anything that would help you in the situation.
Yeah.
If you're good with kids.
Okay, so no teaching English as a foreign language, no TEFL. Okay, that's great.
Of course it helps, but
Yeah, of course.
you can just shine through your interview, which is what a lot of people do, and just prove you're really excited to be doing the work and you're really good at it. And
Oh, okay. So when you did your interview, you were tried to amp yourself up a little bit and show that you're really excited?
yeah, I didn't know how to do it at first, and I was watching a lot of videos and it looked kind of silly to me, just people being overly exaggerated, but
Yeah.
you realize that's what you have to do to keep kids entertained and keep them interested as you're teaching them the class.
Okay. And I'm sure everyone's probably wondering, can you make good money off this? And is it enough to sustain a life, outside in Thailand or anywhere else in the world? It's still a good rate, even as a Canadian, right?
So the starting rate is $8 per class. The class is like 25 minutes long, but there's up to $2 bonus for each class, and the bonuses are really easy to get. Basically, if you just do your job the way you're supposed to, you'll get the bonuses.
Okay.
So it comes to $10 per half hour. Well, $8 is my starting rate. This varies from 7 to 9. And you negotiate this when you sign your contract. And you can renegotiate every contract. The contracts are 6 months long. Okay. You're allowed 2 weeks vacation non-consecutively during your contracts. And yeah, so it comes out to, personally, it's at $20 an hour for me, but it does work by half-hour intervals. So you might not get booked for 4 hours straight, let's say. So you have to count that in as well.
And that's US dollars, right?
US dollars, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good wage. You could probably, I'm sure that people living in North America doing this.
It's like a big for stay-at-home moms in North America, actually. There's a lot of older women who have their kids at home, and this is like a great job for them. Yeah. Just like here, it's mostly young people traveling the world.
And currently, this is the predominant way that you're funding your digital nomad lifestyle?
Yeah, it is right now. I don't have any other gigs going on, so VIP Kids is great because you can increase your hours as much as you want. So if you have nothing else going on that week, you can teach every day. If you have other things to do, if you have other things that come up, you can reduce your hours. Like I said, there's a minimum but no maximum. So
it is like the Uber of teaching English, isn't it? Because I've done Uber back in Australia, and those are the aspects I love of it. Just the flexibility and being able to turn it on whenever you want. And there's not always going to be demand there, but with this schedule, you kind of know when you're, like, how far in advance do you know you're booked?
Usually the weekend before is when parents sort of wake up and like try and book some slots for their kids.
All right, so you know, like, when you start the week, what sort of classes you got coming up?
I mean, once you've been doing it for a month or two, you sort of get the rhythm of it. Like, you know your classes are going to be booked. If you book like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, you get regular students that like you as a teacher.
Okay, like, so you can build up some regulars, and then it becomes pretty consistent stuff. Okay. And for somebody who maybe wants to do this on the side, it's a good thing to do on the side as well. Like you said, it's flexible, right?
Very flexible. You can do it 1 day a week if you want. Tons of people do all their hours on the weekends, and then they're off 5 days. Or what I like to do is I like to do 4 to 8 Monday to Friday, because a lot of my friends do have 9 to 5 jobs. So on the weekends we like to get out of town. So yeah, you can adjust it however you like.
Awesome. Okay, and I remember when we were talking yesterday, I'm Australian, so this platform, if I wanted to go on, or anyone watching from Australia or the UK even, there's no opportunity for UK and Australian residents or citizens to do this, but there are alternatives, right? Yeah,
so I have a bunch of friends here who are doing it for ABC 360. They're not particular about the accent, which is what VIP Kids really emphasizes. They just don't want the kids to get too mixed up between pronunciations, but ABC 360 has a different philosophy, and there's tons of Australians and Brits who work for them as well.
Awesome. All right, well, if you want to find out more about VIP Kids, we're going to have a link in the description where you can sign up and check it out. So yeah, I want to say thank you, Catherine, for sharing this with us, and hopefully this gives you guys another idea if you're still wondering about ways you can create the income that you need to do the digital nomad thing. Hopefully this helps a few people out. So thanks very much.
People love to discredit this idea of actually just saving money to get your feet wet with travel. And the only reason that people make fun of it is because no one knows how to save money. It has nothing to do with, I mean, I funded my first year on savings, and people go, oh, I can never do that because I don't have any savings. Well, yeah, you could have had savings if you just made different choices.